If the playing field were leveled, a lot of people on top would be on the bottom. So if you guys follow political news, you know by now about the massive fraud that was found to be occurring in Minnesota. A YouTuber by the name of Nick Shirley did a video that went viral on YouTube and on X exposing fraud under the guise of daycare centers. So reportedly, daycare centers were set up to receive federal funds, but they weren't operating as daycares. And so it had a lot of people, American workers specifically, livid as to what has been happening. Now, these daycare centers reportedly are being ran by Somalians. So, of course, the lying, liberal, divisive mainstream news media is going to make this about race instead of focusing on the real issue, which is fraud. Okay, and what's even sadder is that Nick Shirley, who uncovered a lot of this stuff, is now having his life threatened and he's facing a lawsuit. But I would ask, who has a problem with fraud being exposed? Okay, because you know when Doge came out with Elon Musk, you had the liberal, lying, mainstream media again outcrying about that. Okay, outcrying about them taking an audit of how our tax dollars have been wasted and abused. Who has a problem with that? Who has a problem with illegal immigrants being deported? Okay, because reportedly Obama deported more illegal immigrants. He's still in the lead. Trump hasn't even caught up to him yet. But for whatever reason, they want to make this an issue now when the previous corrupt, senile resident, Joe Biden, left the border wide open for the entire 4 years. Nothing was said. But then when Trump comes in and send their ass right back, all of a sudden it's a problem. But this is something that will benefit the American citizens, the American workers, because you know when you allow illegal citizens to come over here, they use them for cheap labor, which in turns is not beneficial for the American worker. So the only thing I could say is the only people that would have a problem with fraud being exposed, with the illegal citizens being deported, that wants to defund the police while they claim that no one is above the law, while busy defunding the law. I mean, make it make sense. The only people that will promote men being women and women being men and children deciding their gender at 5 years old, okay, the only people that will fight against pro-life is none other than agents of Satan himself, if you ask me. And I just find it interesting, you know, how every time something like this occurs, the media tries to spin it and make it about race and color when the only color most of us care about is green. Okay, we don't care. It's about black, white, it's corrupt, it's bad in every race. But the main problem is we're being ruled by a criminal class of people that wants to keep us looking at each other instead of them, who is our real enemy. Well, now that President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance have been notified about this video, reportedly they're going to look into it in more investigation and hopefully consequences will happen, because we already know what happens when there are no consequences for bad behavior. It continues.